That probably means I need to get myself into this channel and talk to you. G'day, ladies and gents, and welcome to what is round one of the HLL Seasonals for 2026. I am one of the two streamers for this match, Noppers. The other one is Tomato. So please make sure you support him. And the match, as you can see there, is between the Ocelots and Vanguarda, or Vanga as a short name you might hear me say if I remember it. The map is Purple Heart Lane Night. I've got the daytime mappage going on there. The Ocelots are the Axis players and the Vanguarda are the allies. And as I said, this is the first match for the seasonal for 2026. I'm damn well excited, ladies and gents. All right, we've got about 5 minutes before the match commences. We do have some things going on there in relation to the setup. So I'm just getting some quick stuff done myself. What I'll do, though, is I'll quickly walk you through what the seasonal is about. So if you've never played the seasonal, or if you haven't heard of it before, this has been around for quite a number of years. I think I streamed my first seasonal matches back in 21 or 22, and certainly it had been around before I was streaming. So it's really cool to be back streaming, and it's even better to be straight into the seasonal after a couple of weeks of practice matches that we've watched, of course. So this is the first round, folks, the first battle. I think there's another one around the same time, about an hour's time starting. So we'll try and bump across to that one at the end of this stream so we can watch that. That one, I'll get some info on that in a sec. I'm just looking over here at my left screen because that's got some info for us anyway. Okay, so just for awareness, for those that have played the seasonal before, it is, there's been a couple of rules changes. For those that haven't, it's a 49v49 competition. Yeah, the other team is just starting to rock up now, so we won't be far off at all. The changes from last season, there's a requirement for non-Steam players to link accounts and record gameplay. There's an introduction of a random recording requirement. So there's obviously a little bit of concern around cheating, or just they're putting some barriers in, some risk management in, I guess. Definition of requirements for what the VODs must capture. The artillery choice is either using one SPA, which is killable or targetable, or a protected fixed artillery. And to be perfectly blunt with you, I would, as a commander, stick with the fixed artillery, because then you don't have to worry about it at any stage. But I'm sure the deployable has, or the SPA has some advantages there. I haven't used it yet, by the way, so I need to get around to doing that. All right, there's a 2-node limit per type of nodes, and they can't be destroyed or dismantled. So that gives you a cast iron assurance as the commander that you're getting your nodes. And there's no limit on armor spawned, and Panthers are allowed. So whatever they've done in the last year or two for the Panthers have made them a viable thing. So the two teams themselves, we've got the regions for this competition. There are so many: Europe, China, Southeast Asia, generally speaking, South America, North America, Oceania, you name it, they're involved. I'm not sure if South Africa or the African continent is involved, but I'll have to try and work out if any of these teas are. The Ocelots, of course, Oceanic Ocelots, what's in the name? That. So they can tell you they're from the Oceanic region. Most of them have played comp at some stage, from what I can see of the team. You've got the Foys, you've got the Ocelots themselves, and then you've got Chimera, and there's probably one or two others. We'll look at that in game anyway. And then Vanguarda, they're from South America. Now, they'll be a blend of some other teams, or probably the Vanguarda team from back in the day, but it would have evolved over time, like all of the teams have. So there's a whole bunch of other teams here for the 49s format. I'm not sure if they're doing 39s or 35s or whatever it is. We can have a look at that. Swiss round system. So we're in the first round at the moment. So that's over the next couple of weekends, and each round is across 2 weekends. So gives them a chance to kind of pick their battle time that suits both parties. I'm sure there's rules about if you're default or you're unable to turn up or you don't have enough players or whatever. It does have to start within 5 minutes of the scheduled time, which is in 2 minutes' time. So within 7 minutes, we'll be kicking off, or some will be disqualified. So that's interesting. Server hosts, we're on US West server, so the ping will be around 150 to 250 for most people. What I tend to find with Hell Let Loose is that those pings are not too bad at all. You don't see an impact when it comes to performing against other players there. So that's not such a big deal. What else can we say? Yeah, that's about all from the rules that I really wanted to talk about there. I'll keep that off to the side. The other match that I said that was on, so the mid cap for Purple Heart Lane, by the way, is Carentan. We'll look at that in a second. And I'm just going to see if I can find the other match, whatever it is. Glows versus GID. All right, so there you go. So Glows versus GID is the other match today, I think. And I think Smithers and someone else are picking that up. Let me just have a look at some other info here for you. So Glows are North American and GID are CN, China, I think that stands for. And then streamer will be Icon. GID already have a streamer. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure I will be able to find that out. Let's have a look here. No, it hasn't been updated there. So, okay, well, we at least know that Icon is the streamer, so we'll probably try and raid him at the end so we can watch that match. And that starts in 1 hour's time. All right, we have hit the 30-minute, the 30 mark, and there are 50 on the Allied side at the moment, which is the Ocelots, and there's 41 on the Axis. So it's just waiting for a handful of Vanguarda players there. I will run through their list in a minute, but let's have a look at Purple Heart Lane, and you can see, the camera there zooming around in the background there with my background footage. I have updated all of my background footage in the last couple of weeks that was old. So, for example, Stalingrad is the new Stalingrad stuff. I've got all the new maps as well. Purple Heart Lane hasn't really changed over time. This is the daytime version, so you can actually see it better. I'm going to log into the game in nighttime, normal 100% brightness mode, just to show people how I really wish it stayed that way, because boy, oh boy, it's hard to see. But then everyone changes their brightness to 200%. So I'm going to do that pretty much straight away so you can see what's going on. So there's Purple Heart Lane. Let's have a look at the map now. And as you can see there, I said that Carentan Causeway was the midpoint that they've spawned for starters. Now, they are fighting for the whole map here, so it's not just about Carentan Causeway. But they've picked, there's a default for the competition. I just saw a list actually before, and it says these are the midpoints that you must have for each match. So Carentan is that. And I know the Ocelots have, they've done, I think they did a scratch match I recorded or played, sorry, not played, streamed the other week. Or maybe I actually played in it. I just was their truck runner that was doing supply runs. But I saw him practicing again this morning on this server, because I was on here just doing some video editing stuff to make sure that my stream comes through good. And yeah, it was all good. I just realised I forgot to put my Twitch music back on. Here you go. Let's get the sound back on, make it pretty. So yeah, the map itself is a very open map. At night time, even with the brightness up, it's a little bit better. And with the changes they made with fog and all that weather stuff, I do believe they removed some of the dynamic weather stuff for the competition. But generally speaking, it's a lot nicer for you as an infanteer running around, getting shot at less over long distances, because you've got a bit of concealment now. Not necessarily cover, it is still a very open map. A couple of areas to note or be interested in here. It'll be all that area around Carentan, of course, and the both sides of the road. You have to kind of push down a fairly straight line, and we might just zoom in and have a look at that on the map itself. Let's go to the live here, shall we? So I'll get us down to Carentan. Where is it? No, that's not there. Where the hell am I? Oh, it's right below me. I started here. So if I just do a quick zoomy down the road here, and you can see the Ocelots are just lurking, waiting for the server to flip for the start of the match. So we're in a good position now for that to happen. As we run down here, All right, have a bit of a look at what's going on there with the terrain. And you can see, you know, shots fired from in the bushes there. But there's burned out wrecks and things on the road to stop the long bomb tank shots coming down the road as effectively. So that used to be the case of you'd be driving your tank in and all of a sudden you'd be getting hit by rounds and you couldn't even see the enemy tank. That can be quite frustrating. I personally wouldn't be driving up the main road anyway. I don't do that, but unless I'm crazy, I'm doing crazy, which I do sometimes. It sounds like a bombing run coming over. Yeah, so there's lots of cover here as well, all right? But the key to these points is actually the side nodes. So if we look out that way, all right? This is, I love moving along this area here. The creeks are a bit deep. You can drive a truck through the creek, the big deep creek. For those that don't know, you can drive a truck through there. You will take damage for the truck as you go through it, all right? Because that's a deep trench. That is a very, very deep trench, all right? And we're probably going to psych myself out with claustrophobia there. But you can scoot across the creeks with the truck. There's only certain areas that I think you could do it, because there'd be some areas here that, you know, it's just impossible to get through there. The bank's too steep or whatever. I can't confirm that it is transversable across the entire creek, but I have tested it myself this morning, and this creek here in particular, wherever it just was, this one here, I definitely was able to drive across there, and the one further north, yeah, that one as well. I belted across, where did I belt across there? Was it further down? It was here, actually. Yeah, so I got through that creek in a truck. So that's important, because it means that, you know, on this initial approach to the point, I just saw that they're going to have to start at 5 past. There's 2 players with problems, I think, on the Vanguarda team. All right, we'll keep going here, though. So, you know, you want to get around the outside here and put in some defense out in these areas. These 2 lines here in particular. Oh, there we go. There's the flip. All right, we're just waiting to see what happens here. Sorry, I'm just going to see what they do here. Everyone's getting into their positions. There's my artillery player, I think. I'm in. Yep. Oh, no, don't do that. Damn it. Try again. Let's join that squad. Let's do that. Let's do that. All right, so I'm in here now. I think this is going to be another flip. I'll just keep an eye on it. See what they say. Because they're saying over in the Discord 5 past. We're going to start. And well, it is time now, actually. So bye-bye to everybody there. See how dark it is? All right, so pretty dark. Reasonably dark. Hard to see infantry at distance. They're just doing their quick builds. So we go across here to video, and we bring the brightness up now to 200%. Yeah. See the difference? So you can actually see a very defined outline for the players there. All right. Up we go to Carrington Causeway. As I said, I'm pretty sure they've actually kicked it off. There was some lag in Discord there. They had a problem. They no longer have a problem. We've got 48 there on the Vanguarda side. So they're down 1-2 at the moment. And that's just how it is. All right. The points we've got are Madeline, Ingouf, Jordan, and Dead Man's Corner. So excellent. We might just drop that music off now. We are into the battle side of things. So thank you, music, for being there for me. And we do have throughout, we will have the header bar pop up occasionally to show the scoreboard, and then I'll get rid of it again. The reason I want to do that is because I want to, when I pop the map open, allow you to see the resourcing that's happening, and it'll give you a bit of a feel for how the commander's going or whatever. We'll put the sound on in game as well. There we go. Nothing happening down here at the moment. Just make sure that the sound down here is working. Yep, there we go. We've got a little bit of sound happening there. Happy days. All right. So there's Madeline Bridge. We'll just have a quick look at that for you. Nice little defensive point there. But again, it's the side flanks you've got to control in this map. The road, yeah, sure. But the side flanks. So what are we looking at here? Well, we've got a truckload of shenanigans down there. They're going up to take all this area up here, which is the flak position for the record. So they'll be pushing up there to try and hold that and dominate that area and keep that flank secure. Across this way, we've got probably a little bit less. Let's have a look what's in that truck. Yeah, about half a truckload there. Recon tank, Sanity, the commander of that team. And then about half and half of a truck there, maybe a little bit more. So a fair push up the middle here to do all of the work in the middle, really dominating that right flank, and then sort of just maybe tank protecting that left flank. So that's not a bad thing. I do it in Warhammer Old World. I'll sort of hold a flank with a bit of looser troops, but hammer the shit out of another side. Up here, what I've got Vanguarda doing. So half a truck out that side as well. So that's going to work well for the Ocelots by the look of that. There is a gun already set up out there. So they're planning on stopping that flank with an anti-tank gun. Lots of shenanigans going on through the middle here. That's a full truck plus. And another half a truck there. A couple of tanks there, and then just a small piece of there. So they're really thrusting everything into the middle of the match. And we're off, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome, as I said before, first round of the HLL Seasonals for 2026. I am excited. Got the goosebumps going there. Happy days. Here we are. Push is happening up the middle from both teams. We'll get down and have a look here. Well, actually, we'll hold on the map for a bit. Supplies are down, ready to go from the commander's perspective. He wants a garrison there on the side to reinforce the point. Vanguarda there, they're doing the run through the creek. There it is. That's that run through the creek. Let's quickly see if we can get up there. Go, go, go. Is that the truck? There it is. And you can see there it should be lightly flames on the front there, as I said before. So it's smoking out the back. So they've done the creek run. Here's the second creek run now. We've got to drop some guys out there. Here she goes. In she goes. She's stuck. Oh, and it's been nailed. It's been nailed by a tank round. Who was that out on that flank? Thanks for coming. That is a beautiful snipe there from Just Oz. Oh, wow. And that is going to really put the brakes on the Vanguarda attack on this point. Well done to the Ocelots for predicting that. And I mean, I even talked about it myself. It's the quickest way to get there, but the Ocelots have been smarter than all of us, folks, and they've actually slapped a tank there. Might have been that tank, actually. I don't know. They've slapped the tank one way or another to stop that initial push onto the point from that truck. That's put the absolute skids on for the Vanguarda team. They are actually doing a fair bit of sector weight, but you can see all of these guys now have to spawn up here. Look how far up on the right flank the Ocelots have got. They are getting cut down, though, unfortunately for them, because they are a little bit exposed out there, while the Vanguarda now have to consolidate whatever the hell just happened to that truck. That was amazing stuff. What a great start here. 5 minutes in, exciting stuff. Let's do a little bit of a zoomie around now and see what's happening there. It looks like the Vanguarda are starting to get some cap pressure on. I reckon that'll start to be contested in a second. No, those tanks are just dominating. Look how well that Luke's is positioned down there in front of camera. And he's now pushing up a little bit. If he stays there and just gets his eyes out a little bit, he'll be able to see all the infantry coming in, but still be protected from, because there's a bunker right there. See that bunker right there? That'll protect him from taking tank rounds from up north, and you can see tank rounds shooting past. This is a very good push from the Ocelots here. On the point there, Dingo Pup, almost to level 500. That's how long he's been playing, so good to see him back into this competition stuff. But the Ocelots are going to cap the point here, and it'll be a great start. There's some artillery coming in. Wasn't that looking good? And the Vanguarda are pushed right back to their buildings. It's a good defensive spot to hold, actually, where Vanguarda are right now. But good luck to them trying to get into the point with all that artillery. Tank fire there. Throwing some smokes down. There's the tank rounds coming in there. Right to left. Trying to hit that Luke's. But they're hitting the piece of... oh, there's a supply truck. That's a plucky little move right there. And Mirage has been picked off by that. The tank tried to hit it. But yeah, that netting on the cam net there next to that Luke's is stopping it from being shot. And that tank it's a Stuart. It's put about 7 or 8 rounds in there and has not hit it at all. So, you know, at some point you'd have to wonder what the hell was going on. But it is that very thing. There's Airborne Kiwi moving his squad up. We saw him play very well the other day. Vanguard are now halted on the point there. They are coming back now. They are starting to get some sector weight, actually. Look how far Ocelots have got up here. Now, we know that Jordan and Ingoof are going to be really defensible points off to the side there, because it's just, there's no left flank stuff to worry about for the Ocelot, and right flank for the Jordan Canal for the Vanguarda. But, you know, Ocelots have pushed right up deep here, which is something they didn't do well yesterday in the practice match. If you watch that one, they got rolled by, God, who the hell was it? Baddies of the North, the BOTN. They got rolled by BOTN, and part of that was that beautiful big north push that BOTN did, which just dominated an entire sector. Let's get ourselves back here a little bit and have a look. We'll get into some of the action in a second. I just want to keep an eye on that stuff out that side. Here's a 75 now moving into the point. I'm pretty sure it's 75 by my eyes. I have old eyes, leave me alone. Yep. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. You look to the front of it, and if it hasn't got a muzzle breach on it, then it is a 75, ladies and gents, or a medium tank. But there are a couple of different types, and I can never remember, even though I've played World of Tanks and War Thunder for about a bazillion years. I can never remember. Smarter folks than I can dump that in chat. Tell me the difference between all of the different tanks, please, ladies and gents. And I'm going to run up a prediction soon. The prediction is going to be who's going to win this match. We will throw that in once the stream actually starts, because noting that this is a 30-minute delay for both streamers. But Ocelots have taken the point there, folks, in all amongst that chat. So well done to them. That's a first take for them, and nicely played. Now we've got to see what Vanguarda can do to roll this back and take the point back. So there's something shooting over here. That's a machine gunner. There we go. Shogun in amongst it there. Set up on the building. He's gone up onto the roof. He's going to go down there on the left-hand side of the building, so he's got a bit of cover from people shooting at him from the right, and I'm sure he just moved there for that very reason. Out the side here, the Ocelots have pushed right up into the defensive line of Vanguarda. This is a good play from the Ocelots. Tom Gnome told me to follow him and shadow him. I'll go and whisper in his ear in a minute. There's Cactus with his squad. So obviously this is his squad. Pell there at the back. See how far back he is, but that's how effective a machine gun can be. A couple of 100 meters out, just putting suppressive fire in wherever he can see or wherever he can help his teammates out. So a bit of tag going on here, but look at that spawn wave coming in now. That's 2 squad leaders. So that'll be a garrison out here. There it is. Beautiful garrison positioning out on the flank, and Ocelots have dominated sector control at the moment, and Vanguarda are slow to respond here to this push, although these two guys are actually, it's recon squad, no less. So they're not only are they not deploying onto this, they've only got a recon squad there. Here's some others back here. So this must be defense in depth. So these guys are not pushing forward at all at the moment. They're just trying to pluck people off at range. Tachami there is a bit brave, sticking his head out like that. There's Tidos. I don't know most of these names on Vanguarda. I'll see if there's any I can find. Shogun is familiar, but it also might be a common name for people because it'd be a popular thing. Here's Hidden in Shadows and Fluky. Fluky the other day having a bit of shenanigans as well in one of the matches. So good to see Fluky in and about it. And Hidden in Shadows, of course, if you remember a stream I did about a week or so ago, popped a satchel in a few times, was taking down garrisons on, what was it, Hill 400 map. So he'll be looking to try and infiltrate again, pop a satchel in. What has he got back here to play with? So there's a garrison there. There's a garrison way back up here. So they're trying for some sector recovery. There's that garrison there that's helping with this defensive line here. We've got a tank or two pushing forward. That could be interesting to go watch. Let's see what happens over here now. There's the Stuart right there. I can see it moving across the water. Is it dead already? No, surely not. Oh, no, I'm not far enough over. Sorry, my bad. Let's get onto the right, Stuart. Be down here. I was going to say, there's a garrison below us, by the way. Where the freaking hell is there? There it is. Okay, so that's a 3-person. I was on the wrong line. And remembering that this map, it is layers, isn't it? It is layers of drains and ditches and so on. And so the Stuart now is putting fire support into that right flank. We know there's a Puma just there. See him over the back there. Packed of peanuts and boot. So if I were that infantry on the right flank from our point of view right now from the Ocelots over there, I'd be asking for something to come and deal with this Stuart because it's absolutely wrecking them. You see artillery landing over there near where the tank is. Bombing run coming in. That's an Ocelot's bombing run for sure, based on the direction it's going, and it's going to pick up. Is it going to get the garrison? Looking. No, there's no garrison take there. Pretty unlucky there, the commander, from not picking up that. So close enough, but not good enough. And we're only 12 minutes in, folks, and it's a sweaty match already. Sweaty match, and the stream's about to go live there, so I'm watching for that. So welcome to those as you come into the stream, as I said before. 30-minute delay. First match of the season for the HLL Seasonal. Round 1. Ocelots Axis versus Vanguarda Allies. Ocelots have managed to take the point here in the center, which was Parentine Causeway, and now there's just this absolute carnage going on. They're getting slowly pushed over this way here, so they took an early advantage out this side, and the Vanguarda are trying to deal with that. There's great fire support coming in from the back there, and I guess that's what part of the problem is for the Vanguarda players, is because they are getting shelled on the point as they try to move forward here, and as they cross this bridge, there'll be rounds coming in. Ocelots look like they are just holding it nicely. Shenlong isn't even looking towards where the main body of the Ocelots is. Shenlong's more worried about what's going on behind here, because there is Fluky, of course, running around the back lines, probably trying to set up a garrison at some stage. And they've sent people back to deal with that, which then, of course, distracts from the frontal area. And this is where there's more players coming up from the Ocelots than there are Vanguarda. But the defensive is always easier. There's the bombing run going in now. Counter bombing run. I reckon this will start to cap. Yes, it is. The point's starting to turn. That's a great bombing run. And it has picked up everything Absolutely everything has been smashed there. And that is a great bombing run. What a play there from the from the Vanguarda commander to shut down the attack on the point, the holding of the point here for the Ocelots. They're going to have to spawn in real quick. What have we got for defensive garrison? One down here. The garrison on the point's gone. They've still got hold out here and here and here. There's the wave coming in. That should be enough to bring it back. Yeah, there it is. But that was a really good bombing run, folks. Unfortunately, they don't have enough firepower pushing forward with it. I think they tried, but there's just so much artillery, great artillery, and Ocelot fire support coming in that they were able to hold that. Didn't even see a reinforce from the commander. No reinforce at all. So they didn't even need that, the Ocelots. They were happy to hold that. There's a strafe going in as well onto the Ocelots, trying to clean them up a little bit here. Yeah, so I don't know. That was a little bit of a attempted push, and it didn't work. The infantry's been cleaned up there from Vanguarda. Ocelots have held the point. So nice try, fail. They'll have to rinse and repeat, I guess, and just grind away a little bit further for a little bit longer. I think they're not getting as much fire support in. So combined arms, where you've got tanks, artillery, and machine gun fire supporting your infantry pushing forward, with the tank pushing forward with the infantry not in front of it. So yeah, that's just not working. Look at this going on here, though. Watch the Ocelots here. They're plucky today. They had a game yesterday, as I said, against BOTN. They didn't do very well. I think they picked up a lot of tips out of that for themselves. I'm noticing that the tanks are much better positioned today in fire support with infantry support, and it's paying off and it's showing. And that's what you've got to do here. You've got to work as a team to get stuff done. Look, the Puma's still here, folks. That Puma is still out here. It's still doing stuff. It is a solo Puma at the moment, but it's a pillbox, effectively. A free pillbox stuck down behind the wall. If we get down behind it and have a look, it's down behind the wall. Very hard to hit that turret across that and just the top of the tank. We would expect by now that the Vanguard players would be complaining about that Puma out there and asking their tankers to come and deal with it, because you can't take that out real well from range with a rocket. I mean, some of us are pretty good at that, but it is hard to do. And the moment you shoot, that Puma's going to be all over you like white on rice. So across here now, you can see as those things happen, of course, people like T-Reaper here positioned very nicely in a machine gun spot. Let's see what he does with support onto that point. I guess it doesn't even need to do anything because they're just cleaning up nicely. But this is defensive. There it is. Defensive death. So immediately the two infantry there, the recon squad, have to fall back because they can't step out there into that fire. The MG42 will flex its muscles all over your face every single time. So they've had to fall back a little bit there, and that's what suppressive fire is all about. And we've got a little bit of trade going on here that's being lost by the Ocelots. So Supreme there is about to fight into Skyline. Skyline's onto the garrison. Here we go. No, I took the Gary, but Supreme managed to pick him up. So hopefully we'll see there for the Ocelots at least. There should be enough subs. No, there's not, so they'll have to get that back up. They got the squads there, so they'll at least hold that sector control. Back across this way, let's see what's happening here. Perpy's made his way all the way up into this area here. Was there... No, just a dead body now. So didn't do anything else with that. No garrison there, I don't think, to look at. There's an OP. The garrison's further north, of course, because the red zone's further north. Back over here, we're starting to see... Actually, Vanguard have made a good, decent push over this way. Well done to them. They've come through into this middle zone. The trouble with this... there's always a problem, isn't there? It's never perfect. So the trouble with this area right now, what we're looking at, is that as they start to push, they're going to get flanked from either side. So all the infantry in the middle there, like that particular mob there, although they are getting cut down, will be able to shoot across that way. And that mob over there, some very good shots, Centurion in particular as a sniper, will be able to shoot any infantry trying to make it forward. So you'd almost argue that as long as there's about 4 or 5 Ocelots there in those two positions where Centurion and Airborne Kiwi are, that the Vanguarda will not be able to get down in through that area. So they've pushed forward to as far as they can go, I reckon, there. This is where they need to do all the work. There is sector weights. Something's going on here that's made the Ocelots fall off point. What is that? What has happened there? What is that died? Just a truck. Luke's finally died down there, by the way. You can see the garrison there behind the point as well. Just keeping an eye on this right now. What happened? There's a Panzer IV down below us there that Tango's repairing. Okay, so yeah, a bit interesting there. There's some good artillery going in, and it's suppressing the point. We'll take a look at the map now. Fluky all the way at the back cleaning up garrisons. So they've got guys that obviously repurpose is good at this, by the way. Loves running around the back lines. You know what's going to happen here, ladies and gents. Let's get a load of this. A tank is about to get possibly flanked and neutralized by a repurpose satchel. That tank is a two-person. Hello, satchel time. Tank, you should wear this. What's going on? There you go. What a great play there from repurpose. The tank now moving has seen the human, I think. No, they're just going for a drive. Lazy Sunday, repurpose, done a job. There's the supplies down there. That's something else blowing up. Is that hidden in shadows has taken out the other tank? Is that a 70? That's a 76. So 2 tanks in a row are about to be taken out. Tango's Toe Guide is going to jump in and explode. He's looking around. He's looking around. He can hear. No, he's just throwing some smoke. No idea that everything's about to be bad on this tank. So 2 tanks in a row here. This repair station he's building is not going to do them any favors. Watch this. How brutal is this? This is Hell Let Loose classic, folks. That tank thinks it's just in good condition. Oh, wow. Oh, that, ladies and gents, is what Hell Let Loose is all about. Point being capped there. I'm just going to go look at that. Repurpose and Hidden in Shadows took out 2 enemy tanks on that attack line. That is all about the OP that, who was it? Fluky's put up somewhere. No, they've just made their way all the way in because Fluky's got to have an OP in this area. A little bit of cap pressure there, though. But those 2 tanks, that's their entire tank force outside of this recon tank, who right now should be out there with a bloody metal detector looking for a satchel on itself. But now the 2 tanks from the Ocelots being a 70, not 76, probably a Panther or a Tiger, actually. Tiger, where are you? Tiger? No, it's a Panther today. Oh, there you go. So they've rolled a Panther now. You can see the difference with the Panther. All right, so they're rolling a Panther in on the point. I wonder if there's any difference between the Tiger and the Panther of note. Yeah, wow, what a great play there. Those 2 tank kills, absolutely wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. The any chance of the Vanguarda attacking with anything in force at the moment. So well done to the Ocelots there. Well done to Hidden in Shadows and Repurposed. That, ladies and gents, is how you sneak. Don't ever underestimate the sneaking. All right. It's all still going on here. There's still a fair bit of pressure here. Not a lot of infantry, though. Oh! Good artillery, though. Smashed whoever that was. They're in about 18 pieces now. A little bit of sector weight again here. Starting to see the pressure on the point. Recon flares going up. Apples and AK4. AKM4. AKM4 is a 500 player, by the way. Level 500. Top level. Can't get any higher. So, has played for a very long time. And it does show. You'll see that in their gameplay. At the moment, what's happening there on that point is that the 2 recon folks are longer than flares so they can get an understanding of what infantry's up there. Look at that. That's a tank shooting in from the left. That'll be the Panzer IV. Wherever it is. Somewhere up here. I'm guessing there he is. Panzer IV stuck in the water. That was sitting in the water, I should say. Not stuck. Just shredding the attack out here. Esbirian Shin. Alright, so Esbirian there is going to try and get out there and hit that 4. And they can do rocket damage to it, but it's more than 2 rockets. More than 2 rockets there. So, yeah, the pressure is really on Vanguarda here to do something. And look at that. They're just getting absolutely slaughtered on the point here. Not much they can do. A few planes going over. I just want to see what this is all about. So there's 2 supply drops going in. I can hear a bombing run. There it is. That's a that's Ocelot bombing run. Ocelots have pushed up to the red line here. That's good for them. They'll get... Well, that carries too far forward. But that bombing run rolls through, cleans up. Look at this. If the Ocelots can get a front line, and they've got a front foot into here. There's a tank there. He's seen all his mates dead. So that's is that Stuart or 75? It's medium. Medium? Looks like a medium from here, but I can't tell you. I'll have a quick look. It's a medium. Yes, it is. So the Ocelots just have to hold on long enough here. The garrison is down there below us on the right, I think. If not, it's an OP. Somewhere down here. Have a look. Oh, that tank now taking a pasting there from somebody. Not even sure who, but it's probably another tank. And we'll watch that happen. Bam, there she goes. Yeah, that's the Panther. Just seeing that 75 and smashing it in the face. So this is disaster for the Vanguard because now they've lost this line. Ross there, you can see they're trying to hold here. Kiwi with his squad, they're trying to push back across. That tank is going to shoot anything that runs across that open area there. Along the waterline is the way to go. In the reeds, you can get through. But they're in a little bit of trouble here, Vanguard are out on this flank. And in the middle of that area because they're going to get shredded by this Panther who's sitting on a repair station, by the way. So he's going to wrap up pretty quick there. Don't actually know how long it takes to repair. Be something worthwhile asking the chat as well. We need to get another look at the map in a sec, though, to see what's happening. Look at all the forces coming in over here. Isn't that wonderful? And there's Shenlong there. Takes the hit to the face. Falls down. Watching up this way now. This is where the Ocelots want to get to. And we'll just have a look where we are. So we're out here and we're seeing that flank action go. I want to bring up a prediction, folks. That's what I want to do. I want to run a prediction. Let's see if I can do that cleverly. There we go. We're on the wrong page there. We'll get the stream going. And it is live, as I said before. We'll run across to the stream manager. There we are. And I will run start a prediction. Here we go. So start prediction. Who? Oh, how does this work? No, here we go. There it is. Who will win? Boom, 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 boom. We'll do Ocelots. We'll do Vanguarda. And then it'll be a draw. All right. The community is the winner. There we go. That's a bit of shenanigans there. All right. So we're going to make this one go for 30 minutes. There is the prediction. Got it. And off she goes, folks. There's your prediction running. All right. So we've watched that map for a little minute. Sorry, the sound goes when I alt-tab out to do that. We've got that running now. I'm actually not going to have my stream running, though. I think I'll just pause that, so I don't want to watch it. But we will watch that anyway, and you can see the map there doing its thing. We're looking pretty good here. My bitrate's pretty good too. I'm happy. Today I'm happy. I've done a few changes for my stream just to get it set up again. It had been a while, remember. All right, let's get back into amongst the action. You can see the Ocelots are just pushing through that area, as I said before. We've got a few guys trying to hold on there. A couple of guys still in here. You can see that OP right there. And so they'll be trying to hold this area here as the Ocelots do a little bit of consolidation in that. Vanguarda, to their credit, have started to make their way back into this area here and push back through those buildings. I'm really happy with that for them because they need to hold on as long as they can and then try and get something happening down there on the point. Across this way, the Ocelots pushed up really well. Where'd that Panzer IV go? Don't know. Let's quick check on that. Yeah, okay, so there's two tanks over to the left here. So it moved across here and it's got a Lutz in support. And that's going to be quite nasty. So Ocelots have gone, we could take this next point. Repair station going in there. That's a new thing, by the way. They're building that big repair station and a resupply point, I think, as well. Someone explain that to me. I have not used that yet. Who builds it? And what is it? What have we got coming in above? Supplies coming in above. There's a Panther probably coming in as well. We've got one Steward up there to hold off against a Luke's and a Panzer IV. So, yeah, explain to me what the... because that's the frame that you see at the headquarter points, and you get resupply there and repairs and stuff. And rearm as well. So maybe it's a rearm and... maybe it's a rearm and repair. Maybe it's a rearm resupply. So they need a repair station as well. Is that how it works? It has been a while, and this is some of the new things. Oh, it's gone. Okay. I don't know how that works. The Luke's also is kaput. It's taking a shot and is now dead. A little drinky. Good work there from the Vanguarda. They've kind of held that point for now. Apple's there getting taken out after shooting the other person. Across here in the middle, I think Vanguarda are just consolidating back, ready to do another push, but there is that Panther or Tiger. Let's go back and have a look down this road and see what's going on. Right, so you can see there, lots of rounds coming down range. There's a tank round going in. It's on the left-hand side. Lots back. Still haven't seen the tank, have we? There you go. That's a Tiger. So this is what it's all about, this main road. Having a bit of angle on the tank, so you generate angle, and putting in fire suppression, fire support while you actually move forward. They could probably afford... Oh, no, they're almost on quarantine. No, they'd have to stay there. I was going to say, I thought they were back further, but no. Lots of supplies and everything going on there. They are holding this defense well. Folks, it's been a rough old match so far. 29 minutes. 29 minutes have passed. Welcome to competition. It even is more intense than the matches we've seen streamed in the last couple of weeks from me and others as well. Good little push going on over here. Look at this. Don't say his name. Don't say his name. My phone will react. So a good little push going in here. They've started a different attack. Now they're going to have to be careful here, the Ocelots. The Vanguarda guys, I think, are aware of this. Let's get around on the other side and have a look what's going on. So you can see they know they're here. Vanguarda here. Yeah, looking, trying to see him. Jared's going to get shot in the face. No, that's not Jared, sorry. But as he moves in through there, there's the GT guy who's not watching. On the bridge now. On the bridge. Jared right in front of you, mate. Oh, there it is, the kill. Jared's made his way all the way through. Here's another one. Miopa's going to get nailed as well. Jared has pushed in. Now, on the water side, this is the way you do it. And that is shallow now, just for the record. Used to be deep, couldn't go in there. Good. And there's recon flares going up as they realise something is bad. Jared's probably going to get killed. Oh, no, he's got away with that as well. Here's the... Oh, yeah, and there it is. So that's an interesting bit of bush there. And that's a good little spot. And there's the Rocketeer has managed to pick him up. Jared made his way all the way in. What did he get to is the question. One OPB didn't quite get there. Jordan Canal, of course, while we were watching that play, was getting taken. Shit, I didn't even watch it. I didn't even notice that. So the Ocelots did make it across there with the tank support. They are right in amongst it now. And this is disastrous for the Vanguarda players. They are absolutely getting rolled out here on this flank. What an absolute catastrophe for them. And they are not responding quickly enough to this. There is nowhere near the number of players pushing in off OPs or garrisons. What have they got to spawn in on? That garrison should be swarming with people right now, and that one as well. Look how bad that was. I think they're going to gain it back. There's just enough of the Ocelots dying here. There's the spawn wave off to the left. Boy, that took a long time. Maybe they were watching my stream because they weren't watching the match. And that was terrible. They got away with that luckily there. If Ocelots had a bit more going on, they brought back their 75. There's the Axis supplies landing for the garrison. It's too late now. Ocelots are out of there. They've still got the recon squad and Fluky up there. So the pressure's going to be... Oh, and an OP as well. Hold your phone, folks. It's not over yet. As they come in, it wasn't an airhead, was it? No, they just got a garrison in up there. That's Fluky. He's managed to do that. He's popped his OP down or something. And he's sitting there in the back line for this very moment. So he's not... This is very, very smart play. The one loner that's in the back there that's ready to do a thing when your commander needs it. Someone jumps into his squad, comes in with subs, double boxes down, out you go, pop a Gary down, then you've got basically an airhead without the big parachute that warns them. What's going on there? I have no idea. He's trying to shoot the Gary. Kitsu trying to shoot that garrison. And he's just been nailed by a 75 who's about to roll in on that point and take him out. Yeah, look at that. Oh, he's done the bounce. Dingo has, and that garrison's now stuffed. They can't do anything about that. Boogeyman is going to get shot off of that. Boom, there you go. That's the end of the attack. So well done. Vanguarda locked it down. But of course, what happens? It took the absolute wind out of their sails. That, oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. That took the absolute wind out of their sails. So Vanguarda now have lost a lot of the initiative by having to roll so many players and their tank back there. They've got a couple of good tanks though at the moment. There's a Panzer IV coming in, but it gives Ocelots a chance to consolidate the main point here and push further forward, which they have done. Again, they are getting shot though, but there are tanks moving forward. There's the Tiger there, you can see, just shooting there almost center of screen. How awesome. How awesome. Oh, shit. And of course, what did I forget to do? Turn off my ads. Well, you know what? Subscribe. You won't get ads. Sorry. So anyway, that tiger is in a good position there. It's got a bit of defilade where it is. And what do I mean by defilade? You get down here and have a look. See how it can't be seen from up north very easily, if at all. It's a good spot. It is prone to getting advanced on by infantry through the bunkers on the right. But as long as it's got fire support and you know what's happening there, it's reversing. But it's got infantry support still. I think they've taken the point, well, they've worked it out themselves. But I've said it in every stream I've streamed of theirs the last couple of weeks. Too many tanks going forward and dying by themselves. Doesn't seem to be a problem today. Sammy, g'day, mate. Good to see you. Shout out to my grandson. Yes, I am that old. All right, let's have a look. Vanguarda here with nothing in defense at the moment. There's a couple of spawning in now. It's not the best for them. They got a few up on the left there, on the left of the screen. Not Jared has made his way back into here. So the pressure's been on the whole time. We'll watch this play out a little bit here, see what happens. Jared pushing around, trying to find OPs and garrisons. There's a flare again. They're looking, trying to work out what the hell's going on. How many infantry are pushing in here? What is the risk? Good shooting forward there. They're covering the road reasonably well when they're there. But look, Jared around the back here now. Now, Victorious has got to come in and see if he can shoot him. Watch this. Here's the play. Bam. Nice kill from Victorious. So they are holding here, Vanguarda. All right, let's sweep out across here. Oh, looks like Vanguarda have done good work out here. This was the... Where were we looking at? It was up there. They've pushed Ocelots out of this area. That's not a bad thing. Yes, they have. Look at that. They've actually got some sector back, which they want. Now, they need a garrison out here, of course. But there's a big garrison wave coming in now from the Ocelots, so that'll be shut down. But good work to Vanguarda to actually get to that point where they did that. Right, back across here. This is where most of the big action is at the moment. It's a little bit staticky, actually. After all of that shenanigans that we just had with the point, Vanguarda are probably just trying to consolidate what they did. And Ocelots are just trying to work out where they should next push, which is still through this middle area here as far as I'm concerned. Tanks are in position to shoot stuff. 4 squad leaders in there. There's Victorious now pushing in. I'm going to get in and have a look at this. This play here is important because they need to... The Vanguarda need to try and work out how to kill that Tiger tank because it's got such good fire on that bridge line over there behind us. And you can see it just keeps shooting. I'll get the angle on that in a sec. There we go. So it is... Where is it? Down there. It is shooting through and suppressing up onto the point, right? Meaning that for the Vanguarda players, they can't really do anything moving forward. Backing away from this, watching this play come out. Nice stuff here from the Vanguarda, the Ocelots. Vanguarda trying desperate to hold this position. Bam, good kills there off the building. Series in amongst it. The AI is forward. Oh, shot and head. Alright, here we go. Alright, so there is a prediction up. 30-minute prediction. Who will win, Ocelots or Vanguarda? The stream is at such a point at the moment there. I'm not, actually, I wanted to watch this on live. Yeah, so there you go. So, just watching it on my phone at the moment on the side here as well. Just make sure it's looking good. It looks pretty good, hopefully. Anything I need to know about it, please let me know. So, Ocelots are the predicted so far, I think. I don't know. Vanguarda have got some good plays going on here. They were just really had the wind sucked out of their sails there when they had those 2 tanks die. And then that nice little attack on Jordan Canal really put things in the perspective for that they weren't quite ready to start pushing forward again until they consolidated their defense better. So here we go. This little fight here is still playing out. What's going on over here? All the Ocelots are pushed through the middle of the field here. And so has, oh, watch this guy here. That Barreo, yep, that'll do. Barreo here, pushing in. Let's see what happens for him. What's he got to look for down here? There's a garrison, there's a bombing run. That is a Vanguarda bombing run. Okay, we're going to see a push on the point now, and Barreo is going to be... fortunately, the bombing run on the point is probably going to distract the Ocelots from him slinking around the back there and locking out that garrison. Because there should be a push now. There should be a tank or something pushing in. There's artillery. The Tiger there is just in such a strong position. It's actually turned knowing full well there's probably a push coming, it's turned to give itself a position where it can... Oh, it's taken some artillery there. It's given itself a position where it can stop any sort of push in the middle. The bombing run's done absolutely nothing for Vanguarda. It's killed some stuff, probably taken the garrison out even. Let's have a look. No, the garrison's still there as well. So Vanguarda just threw a bombing run in and got no reward for it. Probably a couple of kills, that's about it. So that's not real good. But it may well have distracted everyone from this guy. So he's doing what Fluky's doing out the back there. So if you have a quick look at that, we're going to snooze that as well. Have a look out the back there at what's going on. And you can see right here, this play, right? So we've got the garrison there and the garrison there. He's gone through the middle of him in that trench. He's in the second part of the sector. And we're going to want to see from him, let's see where he puts this. This is where he wants a garrison or an OP. His OP there, and then try and push forward with the Gary. So that's what he just did here, folks. Popped his OP down for his squad. They'll be able to, and you can see it there shining away. They're going to be able to now push forward here. He's got a supply truck coming. He needs to leave that alone. And he's smart enough to do that. The play is bigger than just getting the kill on that guy. Oh no, he's shot. He's shot. He should not have done that. That is not smart. That is not smart. That is a waste of effort right there. He's got his squad in, but now they know. Now they know, and that's not good play. In comp, folks, you've got to be bigger than the kill. Sanity is absolutely fully aware now that there is an infantry squad possibly, or something. Maybe look, he's just seen them too. You watch this. Sanity is watching now. He's looking. He can see them. He can see them running in the water, and he's pushing forward. And that was a silly play from the squad leader there of this squad. He should not have shot. Anyway, I've said that. So I think he's going to regret that in a minute. Sanity knows there's something going on at the back lines here. They'll also have seen the fact that their garrison has just been taken out, and that's a light up at the back. So Vanguarda might start to take the point here. There's a flare up, so now they've been spotted as well, and bam, there you go. KK's the last one left there, pushing across, trying to take stuff out. They just didn't give themselves the time. All right, so he'll get another spawn off over here. Chromatic's coming in now. But now they know. Now that Ocelots know they haven't found the garrison or the OP at the back here. And they have to do something about it. All right, so here's a recon probably, is it? No, that's just more supplies for the point. Sanity's there trying to deal with it. Mirage is back. Yeah, another missed opportunity. What a missed opportunity. And there's Mirage killing, and we'll get another one over here. The flare's gone up, and there's Apples now. Pops the flare over where they all just spawned in. Now everybody knows where they are. What a shame. What an absolute shame. Really big opportunity missed there. That OP will go in a sec. Let's get across here and have a look. I'm not sure what Miss Kate's doing there, stroking. Put it away or wipe up afterwards. Anyway, the up this way here, we've got the Vanguarda have pushed just to this area here, but they've lost. Oh, they still hold that area. Ocelots are here. Where are we on the map? Yeah, oh, there's a tank in there. Well, I didn't even see that. Wasn't even looking. So that tank is unsupported, but look, Pell's got a rocket into it, and Pell got shot for his trouble. So that tank's now going to have to back off. Pell will be able to spawn him in again. All right, there's a bit of smoke going in on the bridge. Possibly artillery smoke. Try and cover. T-Reaper trying to get to that with the satchel for sure. Hectus is going to probably throw in some smoke on that tank if he can. Yeah. Anyway, interesting match so far. Absolutely, for sure, interesting match. Well done to both teams so far, but it's definitely gone the Ocelots' way, and they've outplayed everybody so far on the Vanguarda side in all the flanks, generally speaking. They've just pressed them back enough. Not as big as yesterday, where the Ocelots would just absolutely push back. Look at that, bam. There's the space alien rocket into the side of that, unless it was shot by a tank, of course, from the middle. I don't think so there, but they've got the... There's another one. Where's that one? He's up here. Right here. So another 75 or medium sitting there. Looks like you are getting an ad break now. Enjoy that. I've skipped a few for you. You only get like, I think 1, maybe 2, and it's 30 seconds. So nothing much going on at the moment here. We're almost at the halfway mark, folks, of what is round 1 of the Hell Let Loose Seasonal for 2026. Ocelots versus Vanguarda. The point to start with was Carrington Causeway. Nice rocket. Didn't pick up the tank, but slapped that infantry in the face. The Ocelots have captured the point and held it pretty much for the entire match so far at the halfway point. There's a big spawn wave. No, they all got out of the tank. Oh, I'm not even sure what just happened there. No, it's a spawn wave. A couple of tankers for that tank. What the hell just happened? There's a rocket going in again, so they know that tank's there. Vanguarda almost lost Jordan Canal before. Vanguarda actually are in the point right now. They've gone through the middle and run past the Ocelots that are defending forward. They'll probably die eventually because they're kind of surrounded by Ocelots at the moment. This spawn over here, as I said before, oh, well, not only is it dead, it's got a Panzer Force sitting at it now, just to make sure that they don't go through that shenanigans again. All right, there you go. So that shuts down that, closes that off. Halfway mark. It has gone all the Ocelots' way at the moment. But Vanguarda are not out of it yet, folks. They are trying hard. And we'll have a look at the map here and see what's going on there. All right, you can see that. Oh, what was that? That was a satchel on the point. That was a satchel on the point that took out the garrison they had here. So nice little satchel from that dude that was in there before. Can't remember his name. Vanguarda are pushing out here nicely on that left flank. So they're starting to put pressure in. I think the tank helped, but I don't reckon they're going to get any further than the line they're at now. That tank there is doing good works for Vanguarda, trying to hold this point here. And they've got, oh, I don't know, 20 players there holding against a concerted Ocelot push. All right, Sanity's in there now, just doing a bit of work to try and work out how to consolidate things. We've tipped over past halfway now. So in the back nine now, ladies and gents, of this golf match. A couple of putts from the rough. A few slices and a few hooks, but they're still fighting over the same point. That was pretty bad, actually. I won't do any more golf jokes. Right, so that's where we're at. What's going to happen? The prediction, still going. Ocelots looking the favourite at the moment based on how it's gone. But you never know in this game. It's a dirty game in the last 15 minutes. In competition in particular, it absolutely goes off in the last 5, 10 or 15 minutes, depending on where we're at. And with this pressure on this point that we've got right now, constantly here, and a desperate need for the Vanguarda to pick it up, and the way this map is set up with all of the open space and lots of ability to shoot over distance. I mean, it is easier with the brightness up at 200, which they all have done for sure, right, to see distance anyway, but it's still quite difficult because it is still a night map, right? It is still a night map. The Ocelots have made it up into the next set of buildings. They are getting cut down while they're there, but they are doing pretty well in this point. All right, so we'll just watch this a little bit here. See how they go through this area here. I won't move so far. Just starting to see the frame rate drop again now. It's still okay, but I went through and did a huge amount of rework of my NVIDIA card at 3070 I'm running. Reworked the game, reworked all sorts of settings to get the best I could out of this. And it was sitting on 100 frames when I loaded in, and then all of a sudden it'll drop down to like this. It must be a particular particle thing. The word was particular, but not in the way you thought. So a particle thing in that too many particles at any given time are just dragging it down a bit. So I might have a look at that later. But for now, it's 20 is 20, right? I'm just going to deal with that. That's better than 5. If it gets down lower than that, I'm going to get upset. All right, lots going on here, though. Lots of artillery in that area. We'll push back across here and have a look, see how this area is going for Vanguarda. You can see tanks shooting across everything there. Ocelots just getting picked up there. Osama is probably taking a shot or two. That's the tank up there, I'm guessing. Wherever that is. somewhere in up that way. Where is he? Yeah, it has to be in there somewhere. Osama's just down. Right, Ocelot's still trying over this side. Vanguarda still trying over this side. Tanks dying. Welcome to all the new viewers to the stream. You know, the likes and the follows and all that sort of cool stuff. This is an interesting match. It's just in this lull period of the battle now, I reckon, where they're just sort of trying to work out what to do on both teams. So the Ocelots will be trying to work out what they want to do for their next attack. The Vanguarda will be trying to work out where they should hold and where they should pick up the attack now. So just trade going on here. Plenty of trade, actually. Backwards and forwards go the kills. Spawn, die, spawn, die. I think someone said that before. Mint Blitz. We'll do some shouts in a minute to a couple of folks there. So we'll do the shouts to, of course, my daughter, Miss Kate, who is a streamer, and she's actually been playing a little bit of this lately. But also the Halo, of course, which is her jam. There you go. There's the shouts. Cobra there trying to push some rounds downrange on those guys. Not really getting anywhere. Let's have a look over here. How the attack's going again. Back into it. Where's the tank explosions at the back? If you've still got old mate over the back there, can't see him. We'll have a look at the map in a sec, folks. Fluky, I think it is. Fluky, I think it is. He was over the back before, right? All right. So, we have Ocelots going. Miss Kate was lurkbait fishing, I just read. He was not on the streams. She was fishing. Oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, let's have a look here. What's going on? Funny as. Yeah. So look, it's all happening, isn't it? It's all happening. Funny stuff. All right. Across here, Ocelot still trying to push this one little bridge up here. Vanguard is still defending it well. It's static. The whole match is just stagnated. This is where Vanguard are trying to get, I reckon. I'm just trying to work out what everyone's doing. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, these guys here have been pushing there for an hour now. These guys here are actually getting somewhere. Okay, so the guys in front of me here have got up to that line where Vanguard were before. All right, there you go. Where are they going to go from here? All right, because there's just lots of open terrain, so they're going to have to try and push in along that river, which is what Subpack's doing, I think. But here's a bombing run. Is the Ocelots one. It's going to pick up that garrison. It's a good bombing run. It's been marked. Then, boom, there she goes. Across this way, it's going to pick up a garrison up here, which is right here. Check this out. That's a tank as well. So that's a really good... That tank's dead anyway. There's the garrison gone. That's going to be great for the Ocelots because that little squad there will now be able to push up in here. Cactus is already there. This is a really, really good little push. Vanguard are now in a bit of trouble in this sector because although they're sending bodies forward there, Quarantine is held by the Ocelots well, but Cactus and Co are going to be able to push there. You can't cross that water. Pretty sure that water is still uncrossable. There's a tank. Yeah, there we go. A 75 again, a medium. Yep, there she is. Medium with rockets coming in from Osama. That's a speculator, that one. That was 200 meters for sure. Infamous there, dead and also killed by artillery second time, just in case he wasn't dead the first time. Cactus is going to get picked up probably by the machine gunner. No. Not sure what's going on there. Cactus now getting shot at. Oh no! Cactus picked up the MG when he's popped his head up. Probably reloaded and then popped up again. Victorious there is now going to try and stop this flank, but this flank is out of control for two! Oh, the artillery MVPs! Takes everyone out. So, there you are. Artillery MVPs. Oh boy, and the artillery there is just shredding the corpses to make sure they're dead. But that push now stopped. It did the OP get put in. I don't know if Cactus did. Yes, he did. There's two OPs there. 1, 2. Lemon and Cactus. So this is a good little push This is a good push. We'll just watch that in a sec. This has just stopped. There's a tank down there shooting at stuff. What's going on up there? No, it's just tank rounds at the moment. So they just can't move down that main road. Oh, nasty shit going on here. Look at the killing. Siri there. 1, 2, 3. Thanks. Oh! Streamer's curse. Siri kills 3 and then gets hit by artillery after I said his name. Oh, my phone's now talking to me. Go away, phone. I told you, it's streamer's curse, folks. There's the rocket in. Did that pick up the garrison that was there? There's a tank there. Oh, there's a tank in there. The hell is that? What's he doing? Jeez, that artillery is nasty. Where am I seeing that tank? Am I around it? Oh, it's further back. Okay, back here. Back here. Still back here. Set up on the ridge line. Yep, okay. Big overwatch position from here. If we get down and have a look from behind this tank. And the cap's happening over there. Yeah, they've made it through. No, it's just sector. What the hell's capping? Just sector. Couple of dudes from that little push. These guys here. Now what happens for Vanguarda? All right, 1 minute left on the prediction, folks. 1 minute left on the prediction. 35 in the match. Who's going to win? Is it going to be Vanguarda or is it going to be Ocelots? Vanguarda are dealing with this push in the middle here, so that's good. They'll need to do that. Another Twitch streamer there by the look of it. Nick, a nice KMD. Cool. And Skyline, nice KMD is now dead. It's not great on the stream. There's the garrison, by the way, the defensive garrison. Oh, sorry, the attacking garrison, should I say. For the... well, yeah, okay, they've got 3 garrisons on Jourdan, but they've got nothing on the point itself. This flank out here has been stopped. What do we got out here? Repurposed, just doing shenanigans around the back. That tank killed. Another recon going up through the middle. Another, what's that? It's a heavy, so it's a Tiger over the back here. So it's just holding that flank for now and putting fire support in. Let's get across this way and have a look. Who's this? That's a 75. See if this 75 and the... so they're bringing this across to defend this garrison and stop this push that's happening there where Osama and Cactus and all these folks are in front of us. Oceanic Ocelots there doing a really nice job pushing through. That round is going in over there to where the Tiger is. Whoa, and there's the counter shot. The 75's going, oh shit, that's a Tiger. Can they reverse quick enough? I think they can. Through the bush, that round's got to go if the Tiger can get him. No, he hasn't. He hasn't been able to shoot back. They put a big swarm in here now. Look at the numbers. The 75's still shooting. So the Tiger could probably throw down... Oh, there it is. No, further right, further right. This question's been asked there, what did I change with the stream? I'm assuming it's looking pretty good. I changed the sampling of it in Alps. I changed my graphics card settings in a couple of different spots for certain things like how I use anti-aliasing and stuff like that. And then in-game, I changed some of the settings in there to remove some stuff that's pointless, but keep all of my foliage and texture rates really high as well. So you still get the quality view of being, you know, like this looks pretty good, right? Without loss of frame rate and stuff. Stay tuned, Mint Blitz. Stay tuned, and we'll give him a shout out. All right. I'll just write to them in chat. I'm listening. Oh, I can't write apparently. Okay, let's get eyes back on this first. So this is still that same area here where they're trying to push through. Let's get in and have a look at from the Vanguarda perspective now. So this is where they're still trying to push through and just not having any luck with it. But it's just trade back and forth. So, you know, pretty brutal stuff going on there. 32 minutes to go. Vanguarda have to do something different. Vanguarda absolutely have to do something different because they've only got the 30 now left to go. They've only got 30 left to go, and what they've done so far hasn't really worked. Let's get up and have a look up here now. Where's all this push back here? Oh, so we're back across. Let's go back over this way actually first. Let's have a look and fly through here and see what's happening. So this area here, it's got some stuff going on with that tank carcass. I'm not really sure what that is. Yeah, so interesting stuff. KK dead now. Quinton Ober trying to push through. Just so much trouble for him here, isn't there? Harvey, there we go. Flank push. Still down here. Ocelots will have to throw someone at that. If they can get some weight through here, Vanguarda, they've at least got a chance. This was their best play so far. This was their best play. And the guy, obviously, just a lack of experience in comp, perhaps, or just wasn't thinking. He shot at the supply truck that was coming down here. And by doing that, told the commander of the Ocelots there was a threat here, which they immediately responded to. So by the time the Vanguarda got into the point to take the Gary out, there were already Ocelots crawling all over the area here trying to find them. And the whole attack was just shut down. Harvey's won that trade down there. I was just watching to see what would happen with that. Now, back across this way. What's Victoria's shooting at? What? It's an anti-tank gun. Oh, wow. Okay, there's a tank shooting. Where's that coming from? That's oh, okay, so that's what's happening there. So there's a 76 there. They've got this here. Ocelots have pushed in. They have pushed in. They're on this tank now. Yeah, they have. They've made it further forward. They're right up in amongst it here. They're right in amongst it here. Look at the map there. I'm going to allow that go. I've got moderation on, so I don't. Because I self-moderate. I do everything myself. I don't have community so much because I never know when I'm going to stream or whatever. So I just don't really want to have to rely on other people. Because work takes precedence, unfortunately, of a good stream. But at the moment, I've got some time for it, so I'm going to keep streaming when I can. 30 minutes, folks. We're down to the last 30. So this is the point in time in the matches where I ask you, what would you do if you were the commander of the Vanguarda team? Given the footprint they've got at the moment. So we'll get back up and have a little bit of a look at this from a panorama, rather than look at the map. So this off to the left is the point that's got to be attacked by them. They've got to try and take the point to the left. It's about 150, 200 meters to the left. And they haven't been able to get there effectively enough to pick things up. Back to the map as we see there. I'll pop the scoreboard up so we can have, let's see, it's 3-2 to Ocelots, isn't it? So let's go to that. So back to this. All right, so it's 3-2 in the Ocelots' favour up the top there. All right. And Vanguard are going to try and get across that bridge, take all of this territory here, then get to the next bridge, cross that bridge, and get into the point. And they haven't been able to do it. They have not been able to do it. There's a tank down though. That's a nice little kill. Artillery landing on it as well. So the Panzer IV is dead there. Bottom left screen, you can see the fire. Some tank is shooting in there as well. Supplies coming in. I reckon that Ocelots are trying to put they're trying to put an attacking garrison in here now. And Vanguard have been pushed back. They've been pushed back into their sector. They've got weight out here though. I'm going to go watch that. This is the bit. There's a rocket going in, trying to shoot a truck. Pointless. Oh, no, maybe whose truck is that? Yeah, it's the commander. So they've hit the truck. He's dead. Okay. That's the supply truck. Okay, that's fair. I thought it was just a normal truck. I was like, what the hell? Waste of a rocket. But supply truck, yes, victorious. I apologise. That is worthy kill. All right. At least then the commander's dead. He's lost his truck. You can get another one. But you now know there's a problem up here because there's sups somewhere for the Ocelot team. Watching what's going on here. Harvey's still winning that trade over there. That guy must have a spawn point over there now. No, it's just here. Juliet squad. Okay, Mirage is sort of pushing into where KK is. So this is going to be a trade that Mirage has got to try and win. Bam, he has not won it. He's seen the OP. Going to push in on that OP. It's got about 10 seconds before there's a spawn, but that grenade will get it. It's a lovely little grenade there. 3, 2, 1. Boom, and that's the OP gone. That's the end of the push out this side. Back across here. Cortex up in amongst it. Pardal and Edoy. Right in amongst it. Commander has put down a marker there saying, hey, there's infantry in amongst all of us. Kitsune's probably trying to find him. Ocelot's really making some headway here now. Kekis is right in it. And he's taken an OP down and he's shot someone in the back of the head. Artillery landing in front of him. Oh, no, that's a grenade. My apologies. Gang and Cactus have run around. Perpy's about to get shot, I reckon. No, they're going into the building. Grumo Bones. Just not even noticing there's someone in the building behind him. He's just going forward. He's got a shotty. What has he got? No, he's an assault class. That's not assault class. What about a rifleman? He's got that really interesting weapon. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got a bipod. So you can actually run it as a machine gun. But for stability. But the trouble with it, oh, look at this. This is brutal. Oh, no, he's been picked off. He was shooting long, and they were spawning short. Cactus made it all the way across the water there, but got shot for his trouble. Grenade went in there and took out the OP for Trucks. So Trucks now has to wait. Oh, no, he's already got another OP up. So they had that OP there ages ago, because it takes a couple of minutes after you place it down before you can put it down again. Centurion now pushing through quite nicely here. They've got some great pressure onto this bridge, and Ocelots could probably just hold this bridge now and win the match. So it would be on Vanguarda to try and flank somewhere else. Centurion about to run into all the people. Who have we got here? Oh, look at this. Look at this. He's going to go round the back, take the OP, not see anybody. But he got their OP, which means they can't spawn in again. And the commander of that squad, the outpost, the squad leader, can't put the outpost down for a while, and he's dead now. So they've got to go all the way back up here to the garrison, which is just down below. No, that's an OP. There's a 75 below us, I think. Yes, it is. Or a medium. Yep, cool. Happy with that. And yeah, real trouble here. And that is, what's that shooting? That must be a tank on the... Is that tank? Yeah, there's a bit of a tank standoff here. 2 heavy tanks going in, 1 light tank out that side. Got a heavy there, and that's it. The tank battle being won today by the Ocelots. Tank battle being won by the Ocelots so far. They've managed to use combined arms very well. That's a Panther down here, by the way. It's taking a hit to the face, though. It's a 3-person. They're going to have to try and reposition, but I reckon they've done that poorly. Can they turn? Oh, no, it's taken the hit. Yeah, that was always going to be disaster for them. Reverse was too slow. Forward, they were just overexposed there. And that's the end of the Panther. That's going to allow the Vanguardia players to now just start the push again, because they no longer have a Panther there shooting them all the time. Nothing below us here. They've got the defensive on the point, but the Ocelots now have pushed all the way from down there up to this point here. What do we got for spawns? We've still got the garrison. Watch this space, see what comes in off of this one. There's the Ocelot spawn. They've got a couple of people. 4 in for the Vanguarda. And I've said hello to the Sammy before, but I'm going to say hello to the Sammy again 30 minutes ago. G'day, mate. Now, we've got this garrison here is the defensive garrison really now, because it's not getting an attack run happening. Push across this way, we'll get back in and have a look. There was some good little playthrough here from the Ocelots that took this area. But you can see now, to get across this bridge, look at the stuff flying past us here. So you can't go through the water here. I'm certain that it's too deep in this area. But correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a while since I played this one. But this bridge, this is sort of a newish thing. And with this bridge here, you can run across it, you drive a tank across it. That's great. Bombing run coming in. No, recon. Looking to see what's going on. Look at this spawn coming in off of this. Let's go watch this action. This is pretty cool. But yeah, they're going across here, because going out in the open there with all the machine gun fire, it's just too easy to defend. That river, that canal, whatever you want to call it, is too easy to defend. 23 minutes to go. I'm not seeing a play here from Vanguarda at all. What have we got for resources for both teams? Don't know about the other team. If you look at the Ocelots, though, they've heavily drawn down their tanks. That's the fuel supply there on the right. Oh, turn this bloody scoreboard off. The tanks is the fuel supply on the right there. Middle one is the manpower. That's for airheads and things. It's sort of just dumping around. Munitions, great. He's building up his munitions supply. That's a precision strike. Who dropped that? That precision was trying to get that tank back here. It hit it, but it didn't kill it. Castaway will be up there trying to repair it. Seri Perpy, that boogeyman. Oh, go away, phone. They're all trying to clear through this area, see if they can find a garrison in here. Garrison is out the back. The OPs are. Where's the garrison? Where is they don't have a garrison. The garrison is dead. They've taken the garrison out. Ocelots putting the pressure on. Only 2 squads. Only 2 squads that can spawn in here, but they've got a tank helping them out. Precision strike didn't kill that tank. The squads are spawning in. There are supplies everywhere. Why there's no garrison, I have no idea. Where? What have they done? What's wrong here? Where's the what am I missing? There's a garrison here. and one up there. And they could put one in here, but they can't because that one at the back is too close. Centurion with the play here. He's gone in. He's gone all the way in on that tank. And he's going to die for his trouble. Oh, no, he's not. He's not been seen. That guy was looking over the top of him. Didn't even see him. Or if he did, he probably thought it was someone repairing the tank. Oh, no. Solo tanker is about to wear it. Centurion's backing off. He's got all the subs here. Look at all the supplies. Watch this tank. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Maybe. Boom. There it is. Took out the supplies there. Half the supplies gone. Oh, disaster. Artillery on those subs. 21 to go. Vanguarda have just been rolled by a brutal consolidating attack here from the Ocelots with artillery, satchels, machine gun fire, tank support. Oh, God. A precision strike. They've taken the bridge. They're holding that well. Really, really, really well done. And now look at this. They're even shooting across that way at that tank. Oh, Vanguarda are in the world of trouble. Game's not over. There's another rocket. That tank's now going to have to back off. Osama will probably either get ammo or redeploy. Or there's some good machine gun fire going in, cleaning up the Ocelots. But they got spawned there. But look at this. This is a disaster for the Vanguarda players. And the artillery still landed. They've got to go all the way back here to this garrison. I'm assuming that's a garrison back here. There's a tank back here as well. 76 going to try and push in. Where is the garrison? Where is it? Back here somewhere. Oh, back even further. It's on the other side of this river. Yeah, look at them all having to come back in. That tank now. Oh, 2 tanks. 2 76s. Okay, that's going to change it. That's completely flipping it. Did he get a satchel off? Hidden in shadows. Tried real hard just there. Didn't get a satchel. You'll see no red circle. But that tank's probably going, oh, did he get a satchel or not? I think they're confident that he didn't. Good work from Isbirian over there. He's cleaned out that little attack that was happening. Space Alien there with Syrian Jared and AK-4M4. Pushing in 19 to go. We're in the top 20 now. The final 20 of this match. It's been all Ocelot's way. Tiger tank. No, Panzer IV down here. Putting cover fire. I like the position here. I like the position. Cover fire out that way. Helps the defenders out there. It helps them with the attack as well. Gets good angle. Truck there parked beautifully for a bit more cover from tank fire. I like it. Over here's another tank. That's a Panther. Pushing in. Holding position. Yeah, they might be going for the consolidate here. With 20 to go, they need to defend the back areas and the point. All right. Where's the point? Can't see it. Right there. That's how far forward the Ocelots are, folks. They've been able to put their defensive line in the front of the area they have to defend. So, checking out this. Right, you can see that tank we're just looking at there. There's a Panzer IV across here. There's another tank up there. Lots of flares going up, spotting all sorts of stuff. Here come the 2 big tanks in there. Plus, they've got a 75 out there. Interesting. Interesting. We're going to watch whichever tanks die here will allow the other team to push. This is just horrible up here for the Vanguardia, though. Vanguarda, rather, though. Because they've got to come across that bridge now. And even in competition matches, that is a real hard bridge to get across unless you've got full support. You need artillery dropping on the other side of the bridge. You need smoke for the bridge itself. You need tank support, potentially. They are getting the kills. They're victorious with a beautiful machine gun position. Artillery is just smashing it from the Ocelot's position. 18 minutes to go. Bombing run coming in. Duke Bridge, where's that going? That's here. Oh, he's not going to pick up a garrison, but he's going to scare the shit out of those infantry. And he's probably going to pick up a... Oh, does it kill OPs? I don't think it kills OPs, though. Was that changed? I have changed. Watch this fella go in. Anything else we're looking for in the map? No attack whatsoever here. Look, not a single Vanguarda player in the blue zone. That means they're not in a position. That artillery's doing the work. The bombing run's doing the work. Pedro's stuffed. There he goes. Vet stuff. Here's the push now. Straight after a bombing run. Bam, through we go. Let the frame rate drop for a second there. This looks cool. And here's the... Oh, Centurion's died hard through to the water. Spectre on the bridge. Got a tank there. Frame rate's starting to drop there. Don't like that at all. Pulling away over here. Do not drop in the last 10 minutes. Frame rate, go away. There's that Luke's down the bottom here. Has he got someone in him still? Yep, Grug's in there doing Grug's work. Over here now, we've got a bit going on there. Luke's is going to push. We've got Ocelots pushing up as well. Let's get that map up. They've pushed all through here. I just don't think the attacks on for Jordan. I definitely don't think the attacks on for Quarantine. And I think it's just going to be end up with Ocelots will probably own these 4 grid squares, and it'll end as the battle as we see it now. And then my frame rate will drop. Because why not? Oh, Luke's takes it in the face, going straight in the creek. Straight in the creek. He's dead. He's kaput. Can't drive a Luke's in the water and expect to live. There he goes. He's drowned. That's going to blow up. See the smoke. Driven under the bridge. It's a funny little kill, that one. There's a rocket from Shenlong. Alright. So driving my my camera into that bombing run before has just ruined my frame rate. I'm a bit pissed about that. But watching what's going on here now. Definitely going to do this. Ready? Yeah. And just for one of the other things too as well, you can put targets on, you can put everyone on so they light up red. So you see the tank there in front of us is red. So we can see where it is through the bushes. That's not a bad thing. I'm just going to run with that for a minute and see what you think. I'm going to actually do that, aren't I? Stupidly. I don't tend to run with that because I don't like what it looks like. But I hit the wrong button, just so you know. What's going on down here? I don't know what that was. I was at the artillery. It might have been an SPA. Oh, this frame rate is cooked again. Here's cooler. There's the SPA. So we haven't looked at that yet this match. So there she is. Repurposed down there, probably doing a rearm. Yeah, re-ammo. Doing some supply. Good old SPA doing its thing. 14 minutes to go, folks. Last 15. And the frame rate dropped on me, so whatever. But here you can see how there's a green thing down below us. Oh, hang on. Let's do it properly. Let's do this. Target only. We go to everything. Bam, bam. There. So you can see the greens and the reds as they run around. So we can actually see what's going on there with the different humans running around doing different human things. Still think it's going Ocelot's way. I just don't see Vanguarda bringing this back. Just don't see it happening. They're coming over here. Let's see what happens over here. There's a tank down below us. There's another tank up the top there crossing the bridge. Now where Cobra is, or Vash. Apples, King, and Pell, you can see there. And this is what the highlight does. So if you go, you go like nighttime mode on this map to give you, as the viewer, the immersiveness. We'd still be able to see their players, I guess. But you only get this in admin cam mode, of course. Otherwise, that would be what we call cheating. Yeah, anyway, so it's just gone the Ocelot's way the whole match. And Vanguarda just haven't had an answer for the solid work from the Ocelot players in attack and defense as well, of course. Round this way here, we saw them push back early in the last half of the match. How do I explain that? So in the last 45 minutes, that's when Vanguarda lost this area, and they haven't gained it back since. They did have a little run around, but weren't able to do anything. We'll shoot on down here. The canal now is where the fight is at. So not being through the middle of the map, this canal, actually being north, means that Vanguarda have all the work to do to try and get back in amongst it. There's that 75 I was talking about before. Bit of infantry here. Let's run around this way so we can see it. See what happens here. Bit of play. What do you think of that with the red and the green, folks? Where you can actually see their little logos and outlines. I like the immersiveness, but also the big dots over their heads kind of ruins the immersiveness for the stream. But you can always do this, and that just takes away the players' names but gives you an understanding. Looks like an old school computer game, isn't it? There you go, there's that back. Nick there, Leo trying to repair the tank. Still the canal, they can't go anywhere from here. It's just a defensive position for the Vanguarda players. They are defending that bridge though. It's stopped the Ocelots from coming across. This artillery has just been brutal, that self-propelled artillery. Again, another question there. Does the artillery from the self-propelled take less time to get to the point because it's closer? All right, I wonder. Frame rate's just come back up to normal, by the way. NVIDIA's recording frame. Turning off NVIDIA capture, dropping to 60 hertz. Turning it on. I'm going to take a photo of that blitz, and I'm going to have a look at that later. Saved photos. Thank you very much, sir. So that's a tip for everybody, I guess. There, from this guy. And we'll give him a little shout because we know Mint is one of the best. One of the best Halo streamers out there. All right, but he's been playing Hell Let Loose. So, all right, got him converted. He liked it. All right, back out we go. Centurion Jared in there amongst it. How brutal! 10 minutes to go. Get into the bottom part of the bottom here. Vanguarda have got to draw from the well. See what they can pull out. Anything going on anywhere? No. Oh, the tank with a rocket from Charming. Kills the 75. Thanks for coming. Ugly, ugly stuff there. For that. That's going to really take away from their ability to attack here. And that, of course, has opened the bridge up where the Ocelots could just push straight across. Oh, this is, again, another disaster here for the Vanguarda players. They've lost this forward point now, possibly. Flare going up from them to work out what's happened. I can tell you straight up, Vanguarda, you've lost this point here on the other side of the bridge as well. I don't know how well Ocelots would be able to hold it, but because it is a hard point to hold when they're reinforced from the other side of the bridge. Oh, and artillery is landing on your head. That also slows you down. It's nature's way of saying that you should probably reconsider your choice of path. But look what's happening here. Victorious is going to push. Victorious seems to be like a pretty good player. And he's pushing up well. Hidden in shadows, they're taking out. There's gang up in the building there. A gang up. Shooting some infantry across the field there, but he's not actually seeing them. Because he's not shooting constantly. Victorious has made his way around the back. As I said, that was going to be a little bit difficult. Oh, boom, straight in the face. Gone, done. Thanks for coming. Supplies coming forward there. You can see Ocelots have now got a spawn on the other side of the bridge. Because they've got the garrisons in defense, they can afford to put their OPs up here. And they've made a full push in through both of those areas as well. So out this side, the grind is real. And Cortex, Harvey, Airborne Kiwi, and all of the team out this way have, fortunately for them, managed to push right up. What do we got going on now? I just heard aircraft. Still, I'm looking for... There's the defensive Gary going up back here now. They've got to go for it. Airhead's all they got. Airhead is all they've got, Vanguarda, because they've lost that bridge push opportunity. So they're going to have to push via an airhead. Look at the loops under the bridge. See it? It's funny. All right, what's going on over here? That's a dead something. Dead tank. Can cross out here. Can't do it when you're dead. That's a Puma. It's the Luke's driver, I'm guessing. So they've shut this down out here. Fluky, though, all the way back up there. Remember him way early. Put that garrison up in this top corner here and managed to put some real pressure on Jourdan. And I think that threw Vanguarda off. I think that threw them off. They were kind of consolidating and setting up what they were going to do. And then all of a sudden they were in full defense on Jourdan. And they responded poorly. Late, not poorly, late, because they did respond in the end, but it took them a while. And as a consequence of that, the initiative was regained by Ocelot, which then allowed them to push these 2 points here across this bridge and then across this bridge down. And that's now the domination. In the last 45 minutes, that's where they're at. Over here, we can see a tank doing some Overwatch against the Panther again. Just doing a bit of Overwatch there on the forward defensive line, I guess, into that area where that's where they're going to push in to try and take the point from. most likely. Tiger here as well, covering the same line. Ocelots right now would be going, righto, full defense. I think that's what they'd do. I'd still have some pressure forward just to keep them honest, but I'd want some people in the back lines from now. All right, so let's see what they do with this. So look, we've got plenty up forward. Everyone loves a good attack, but in comp, you do what your commander needs, right? So here, Juliet squad, defense. Lee's just parked there. Here's this, Dingo, going in defense right here. Up here, this tank would be ready to redeploy back. That tank would be ready to redeploy back. The Panzer IV's pushing. This tank just took it in the face. It's shooting. They've been a bit... Oh, are they going to live? Are they going to live? No. Nice shooting from the 76 on the other team. Vanguarda with a great kill there. You can still hear the reload happening. The sound effect, because he was killed halfway through a reload. He got a perpetual loop. Panzer IV, plucky little fella that he is. Doing his thing. These are the things I'm looking for, folks. Airplanes, airplanes, airplanes. Because this is... Hell am I looking? This is where Vanguarda have to make the play. Defense, what's that blown up? Something over there. Something blew up somewhere. 5 minutes 50. Nothing left in this match now for Vanguarda except an airhead. There it is. There is the airhead. There will be a bombing run. This is the play. We are going to watch this play. Who's... Oh, no, wait. Yeah, that has to be their airhead. Tank's coming back as well. This is the Vanguarda airhead. End's waiting. I just satchel the ground for a minute. That's what I'd do. I'd satchel the ground for a minute. And then GG's when they spawn in as well. All right. Watch this play. Bombing run. No bombing run. Artillery. Airhead. Gone. GG's, I reckon. Cap happening on the other point. Vanguarda were waiting to do that airhead. 450 to go. That is them done. They cannot possibly get through. And the reason I say that, there's nothing in the sector. And unless they spawn every single person right now here and just push through with tanks and the whole box and dies, and they're just not coordinated enough right now. The coordination, that tank's been doing pretty well. It's killed a couple of tanks over here. So he's been doing pretty well. They've got to push with the whole lot, tanks and everything. There's a bombing run going in. That is the Vanguarda bombing run. This is, okay, well, let's see. They've got time. They've got to still hold the other point. They can put a bombing run here on the right. It was too piecemeal, this attack. Me personally, I would have put airhead, supply drop, ammo dump, and a bombing run across the area as well, and then thrown 2 tanks and 5 to 10 infantry down the middle. And see what happens. Here's the bombing run coming through. This is the push now from Vanguarda. They've got to run those 2 tanks down there. There's good killing. Killed a few. But there's no garrison there. They've got 3 garrisons to spawn in on. Here's all the infantry coming down the road. Here's the 2 tanks coming down the road. There's a friendly Rice better be ready. Rice better be ready. He's got an old mate in there. Oh, he's like, oh my fuck. Round the corner goes AKM. Rice forgot to tell him. There we go. Ready, boys. Further full shot in the side. Boom! And that is, well, how it's done, folks. The other one there just getting nailed on the way through. They can't push in with just infantry, with tanks. That tank is stuffed. It's only going to take another rocket and it's done. It's trying its best. Watch this around the back here. 3, 2, 1. Thanks for coming. That is the end, folks. There's another one coming in now. It's too late. Way too late. It's all over Red Rover. So I'm going to give that predict to those that bid for Ocelots. There was nothing else there for the Vanguarda players. They just didn't have their coordination down pat today, folks. Maybe they haven't practiced enough. Maybe they were just outplayed. But I did not see very good combined arms from the Vanguarda players. Grog's chasing this tank at the moment. Look at him go. All right, I'm going to turn off the... Oh, the text shot him in the face. Turn off the... Off. Here we go. Bobby run coming in from Ocelots. Just to rub salt into the wound. They put one forward. They brought everyone back in defence now. 5 seconds to go, and then it's their game without question. 2, 1, and that is GG's, folks. You'll see the GG's start to come up in chat. Probably. There it is. GG's coming up. So we've got effectively a win of 3-2 to the Ocelots. What a great game. I'm going to run through the stats of the players now instead of doing it post-battle so much, because then I'll just get us set back out so we can work out a raid. I want to go and have a look at who else is on. Let's see if I can find Icon. We'll show that off. So have a quick look at your stats there. Let's run down and have a look at some of the others. See some of those numbers you can see. Some good stuff there. See if I can find an Icon. Hell, let loose. Let loose Icon. All right, so we've got some really good plays there. Let's roll down a bit further, see what we've got there. I'm not seeing Icon's thing. We want Icon to do that. So we'll put the music back on anyway. So we've got some sound in there. So what do you think, folks? What a match. I do say that the Ocelots definitely outplayed Vanguarda. I just need to bring this damn thing up. Where is it? Here. Or Vanguarda. It definitely brought up Vanguarda. And just outplayed. Just outplayed. All right. So we watched a couple of good attacks happen from the Ocelots there a couple of times. Icon is YouTube. That's why. So we'll just push across to YouTube. So I can't raid him. I can't raid him at all. Boo. Sorry there. Icon, I can't raid you. So get across to Icon stream after this one and have a look. Back into the match here. Back up we go. Have a look at some other folks as well. And we'll give who are we going to give a point to? Who are we going to give a point to? There it is. Axis Forces win. Victory 2-3 to the Ocelots. Very, very good match, folks. Let's get rid of the scoreboard there. Who do we think? Who was that good kill that we did? Oh, Repurpose. Repurpose and whoever was with Repurpose. Well, it was Hidden in Shadows and Repurpose with those 2 kills. Yeah, well done to him. Well done to him. So there you go. What an amazing match, folks. What an amazing match. All right, let's get back to the warm-up screen then and have a look-see. There we go. I'm back in it now. I'll get rid of that stupid map. Yep. So flying around the back, I'm just having a look at some other stuff here. But well done if you were doing the outcome there. The prediction was Ocelots, complete prediction. There you go. Well done to those that won that. I'll have a look to see if I've got a raid I can do. Icon will be doing a match on YouTube. I think it's today. If it's not, let's have a look to see if I can work out who else it might be. What match was it? It was the Glow. No, yeah, Glow. I don't know who's doing that one. Fasters, who's doing that one? Killer Tomatoes doing that. Icon, yeah, no, so it's Icon. So, all right, so I can't raid Icon on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. So we can have a look at Twitch to see who else is there for that. Look, thanks very much for coming along and watching. I hope you enjoyed it. No, there's no Hell Let Loose players that I want to raid. All right, well, you've seen the first match for the competition, the Hell Let Loose Seasonal. Congratulations to the Ocelots beating Vanguarda 3-2. A big match as far as I'm concerned to start off with, and a pretty good fight on Purple Heart Lane. I thank you all for watching, and I look forward to the next stream. Try and get across to see Icon stream or whoever's doing that other match today. Remember, next weekend we'll see the majority of matches. I'm hoping to pick up a match there as well. Keep watching all of the Hell Let Loose streaming through the seasonal. Thanks very much, and goodbye for now.